Donald Trump comes back into office, what's the first thing you'd like to see him do as president?
Open up the pipeline,
Because
lower the fuel and all this and that like we did before. The groceries were crazy.
you know, the price of gas is only a little higher now than it was on the last day that President Trump was in office. Do you think presidents have much to do with the price of oil, price of gas?
I think the when they shut the pipeline down, I think he did. Yeah,
And that changed it all there.
I think so.
And what about the pandemic? Did that have any effect?
It may be a little, but like I said, I think there's something more fishy about that pandemic. I think China.
I mean, they intentionally did it?
Thinking so.
What makes you think that?
Because I don't know. I just think so.
There's a deeper truth behind this clip.
I mean, they intentionally did it?
Thinking so.
What makes you think that?
Because I don't know. I just think so.
All it took was for Michael Shore to ask a simple follow-up question. For the man to admit that he doesn't believe the things that he is saying he does. The phrase, "I don't know, I just think so," is so telling here. Because it is the unofficial motto of the right wing in America. Jumping to conclusions without any substantial evidence or facts to back up any of what they're saying. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, their beliefs are fueled by a deeper level of bigotry. Like, remember this moment during John McCain's campaign in 2008?
I gotta ask you a question. I do not I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No?
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you. Thank you.
This clip is over 15 years old, and it still perfectly illustrates the sad state of the Republican Party and its decline over the last several years. The Republican Party has been eager to embrace a narrative that distorts the truth in exchange for one that embraces their political narratives. And nothing has changed. The same things that motivated Republican voters back then still motivate them today. And I wouldn't be too mad about this if we also didn't have to contend with conservative grifters like Ben Shapiro, who release ridiculous books like this, suggesting any sort of notion that Republicans are somehow charting their course with any reason or logic involved. The Republicans champion themselves as hardened warriors, unafraid to meet the challenge of the world as hefty and militant traditionalists. But really, it's conservatives who are the snowflakes. Because conservatives care about feelings, but only those that validate their political fears, validate their facts, and protect their agendas. I think progressives, for a large part, believe that feelings are a fact of life, which takes a much more measured approach that complicates the political process. But Ben Shapiro and his Republican peers would rather ignore the adult definition of politics and instead drive themselves to intense delusion and irreverent tantrum, ultimately culminating in an attempted coup of the Capitol.
I got up, I broke through. DC police sprayed me, maced me, beat me in the head with batons, kicked me in the side of the head, and was beating me on the back with the batons.
Look, you can see. Yeah. Look at his eyes.
That's what the DC police is willing to do to the American people. To support these son of...
It's funny that now it's Republicans who are threatened by the police and the threat of brutality. But to those defending officers, fighting back against a mob who was threatening to kill congressional leaders, the January 6th riot was no joke. But this speaks to the implied victimhood of the right, who who consider their actions as unwarranted for repercussions, but clap when an unarmed black man gets shot down by police. But the irony lies in his implication of the American people, because it was insurrectionists who attacked the Capitol that day. And now let's just let that sink in. Members of his own party literally tried to overthrow the United States government because they felt that the election results were fake, despite having absolutely no evidence to prove otherwise. People like Ben Shapiro call leftists snowflakes and claim that they don't live in reality, when in actual reality, people who are fans of Ben Shapiro were the ones storming the Capitol. Because they can't come face to face with the fact that Trump lost. This is the absurdity of the Conservative Party. Stubborn in their beliefs, but so unabashedly committed. Committed to their ends, whether that be money or power or tradition or relevancy. The moral and political corruption and the intellectual laziness of the Republican Party is astonishing. And the worst part is that we can't even blame our hindsight, because it's 2020. We saw this coming even all the way back when, in the days of McCain. But leading right-wing leaders refused to nip this fascist flower in the bud. And now there's nothing else to say except,
I don't know. I just think so.
This is Adrian Costa with Rebel HQ. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check back for more videos. See you guys soon.